The warrior with the greatest potential in the entire work is finally back, and I am not talking about Gohan with his beast form. That's right, I will show and talk everything to you about how Goten currently is, as he is not just at Super Saiyan 1 as many people say. So without further delay, let's go. When Gohan awakened his beast form, the Dragon Ball universe stopped. All eyes from all eras and dimensions turned to Goku's firstborn. That boy who once feared fighting had now achieved something that not even the gods themselves could predict. The intensity of his ki, the animalistic gaze, and the aura that pulsed like a roar of the ancient Saiyan gods showed that the true hidden potential of Gohan had finally been released. The power of the beast form went beyond the imaginable, and when he faced Goku himself at the peak of complete Ultra Instinct, we saw something that seemed impossible. Gohan simply broke through the defense of the divine instinct with a single blow. The scene was symbolic, the disciple surpassing the master, the son surpassing the father. The sound of the impact reverberated like thunder across the skies, and even Whis smiled with surprise. Ultra Instinct, the supreme state of the angels, was broken by pure brute force and natural instinct, a power that did not come from serenity but from fury and emotion. That moment sealed Gohan's name as one of the greatest warriors Universe 7 has ever seen. Humanity and rage merged in balance, and from there, the beast was born. But while the entire world celebrated Gohan Beast, there was a new flame growing in silence. A boy who, just like Gohan in his youth, carries within himself something that goes beyond simple Saiyan genetic heritage. He is Goku's youngest son, the second heir of the most powerful lineage in the universe. He is Goten, and now in adolescence he begins to awaken. For a long time, Goten was underestimated, always seen as the cheerful, carefree, and playful younger brother. But few remember that, even as a child, he could already transform into a Super Saiyan without the slightest effort, something that Goku and Vegeta took years of training and pain to achieve. This is no accident, it is a sign. Goten's potential has always been there, just dormant. With the passing of years, Goten matured. The energy that was once innocent now pulses more densely, more concentratedly. He understands the weight of the name Goku's son and knows that one day he will be compared to his brother and father. But instead of fearing it, he accepts the challenge. Saiyan blood does not allow for stagnation, and Goten begins to awaken something that can become even more dangerous than Gohan Beast. While Gohan represents the balance between intellect and emotion, Goten represents pure potential without limits. He is the reflection of the new Saiyan generation, free from divine restraints and the doctrines of the past. Whis himself once commented that the next generations always surpass the previous ones. And if that is true, Goten may surpass everyone, including Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan Beast himself. The superhero saga showed that Gohan is the strongest man on Earth, but the next great saga will inevitably place the focus on the youth, and that is where Goten enters the scene. With Trunks by his side, he possesses the perfect balance between brute talent and strategic intelligence. And while Vegeta's son inherits pride and reasoning, Goten inherits his father's indomitable spirit and instinctive power. This combination can give rise to something that goes far beyond the traditional Super Saiyan. Imagine Goten discovering his own transformation, one that does not depend on divine power nor angelic control, but on the pure Saiyan essence, a form that unites the beast's strength, the instinct's agility, and the freedom of youth. It would be the birth of a new type of warrior, capable of fighting on equal terms with the gods, but without being constrained by their rules. And if there is something Goten learned by observing Gohan and Goku, it is that power does not come only from training, it comes from purpose. Gohan fought for his daughter, Goku fights for the emotion of combat, but Goten is still searching for his reason. The day he finds something worth truly fighting for will be the day his power explodes incomparably. When Goten unleashes all his potential, he may be the first Saiyan to master the balance between instinct and emotion since birth. A true, natural instinct, without the need for rituals, angelic teachings, or divine training. His power would be as pure and savage as that of a primitive ancestor, and at the same time as controlled as that of an enlightened warrior. That is why, even with the blinding brightness of the beast form, the gaze of many masters, including Whis and Beerus, will subtly begin to turn towards Goten. He may be the next big bet, the link between the past and the future, the Saiyan who represents the awakening of a new era. The truth is that Gohan Beast was only the first step. The Dragon Ball universe has always shown that power never ends, and that there is always someone about to break the limits. Goten is the symbol of this continuity, the heir who has not even shown 10% of what he is capable of. And when the day comes, when the young man finally understands the weight of his blood and the power that runs in his veins, perhaps we will see something that neither Goku, Vegeta, nor Gohan could achieve, the true peak of the Saiyan race. And then all eyes will turn again, but this time to Goten, the younger son of the most legendary warrior in the universe. Goten has always been a case apart. Even within a race where everyone challenges the limits of the impossible, he stood out from a very young age. When he was still just a child, without rigorous training, without intense battles, and without emotional awakening, he had already reached the Super Saiyan level, something that took his father, Goku, years of suffering and loss to achieve. This alone is the clearest proof that Goten was born with a potential that surpasses even Gohan's. While his brother needed strong emotional motivations and extreme challenges, Goten simply did it. Naturally, easily, as if it were the basic state of his existence. And it is exactly this naturalness that makes him dangerous. Goten does not need to force his limits. He redefines them without realizing it. Even without the training that Gohan received from Piccolo, nor the divine instruction that Goku had with Whis, Goten already carries within himself a power reserve that few can comprehend. Many forget that he already achieved Super Saiyan 3 through the fusion with Trunks, becoming Gotenks. This transformation required an absurd amount of energy, something that not even Vegeta had mastered at the time. This means that, even if Goten never trained alone to reach that level, his body and soul already know and withstand the power of Super Saiyan 3. Therefore, it is safe to affirm that currently Goten has that power within him. He no longer needs the fusion to access it. Time, maturation, and the natural growth of his ki have allowed him to stabilize energies that previously only existed merged with Trunks. Everything indicates that Goten will follow his father's footsteps, not only because of his cheerful and carefree temperament, but because of his natural affinity for combat and instinctive learning. Goten is not driven by the need to win, but by the desire to test himself to see how far he can go, exactly like Goku. And it is this type of mentality that leads a Saiyan to awaken the divine levels. It is the kind of curiosity that will one day make him achieve Super Saiyan God and later Super Saiyan Blue. Imagine the impact of this. Goten, still so young, crossing the frontier between mortal and divine power. Super Saiyan God represents the connection with the spiritual essence of the Saiyans, and Blue is the complete mastery of that divine energy. If Goten truly follows this path, he will not only equal Goku and Vegeta, he may surpass them in efficiency. After all, he would have the power of the gods sustained by a genetically prepared body since birth. What Goku conquered with effort, Goten could dominate with instinct, and Whis without a doubt must have already noticed this. The angel watches from afar with that curious and serene look, waiting for the moment when Goku's second son will awaken. Beerus may also notice something different in him, a calm but deep energy, almost as if Goten were a spark of balance between instinct and divinity. If Gohan represents rational fury and Goku instinctive serenity, Goten may be the perfect midpoint between the two. In the end, the future of the Saiyan race may be in him. Goten has the power, the heart, and the instinct. All that is missing is the awakening. And when that happens, when he really decides to train and face the universe as a true warrior, we will see the birth of something completely new, the perfect Saiyan, the one who combines the purity of youth with the power of the gods. And on that day, the name Goten will cease to be just Goku's youngest son and will become the symbol of a new era of warriors. The time, however, is shortening. The threat of Black Frieza grows every day, and even Goku and Vegeta know that this time they are facing something that surpasses the limits of what they have already faced. In this scenario, Goten may end up being a key piece. His pure energy, his natural connection with the Saiyan power, and his still untouched potential make him an unpredictable trump card. If Beerus and Whis decide to intervene and prepare the new generation, Goten will be first in line, and his entry into the field may completely change the course of this cosmic war. Perhaps Goten's awakening happens precisely at this moment of despair, when the most powerful warriors in the universe are about to fall before the evil emperor, and it will be in that instant that the young Saiyan's true hidden power will surface, no longer as Gohan's younger brother, but as the new protector of the warrior race's legacy. Goten may be the ray of hope that emerges when all seems lost, and the next great name that will make the entire universe turn its eyes to him. But comment on what you thought of all this, and don't forget the like. Thank you very much for the support from all of you, and until next time.